Hi guys, it's Matt Harnacke here, and I am coming back to you guys with another vlog on behalf of Bit. I have been documenting my journey with them for a while now. There's a few vlogs out and I talk about my journey with my horse, flying him from Australia to the Netherlands and everything in between. There's been a lot, so if you guys haven't caught up on the other vlogs, please go do that first and then bounce back to this one. I'm filming inside today, which is something a little bit different, but Holland has been, we've had an amazing summer, but it's starting to get a bit cold and wet and rainy outside. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. I want to jump back to where we left off in the last vlog and talk a little bit about this summer, my first summer with my horse in the Netherlands. So let's go right back to the beginning. I decided that I wanted to have my horse on my own property because I like to have control and I like to be able to kind of have the life I want for my horse. So I started looking into properties and I found a perfect one here in North Holland. We have 5 stables, we have plenty of paddocks, and we actually have a house on the property as well, which means I get to be with him 24/7, and that's been a very big change for my for me personally, but something I've really enjoyed. But we'll get to that a little bit further. So when Chase arrived here, he got off the truck and he was very sensitive, very head shy. He didn't really like noises, and I felt like he wanted to be alone. But at the same time, he didn't want to be alone. Chase has been in a paddock by himself his whole life, but as soon as I put him alone in the paddock here and he saw all the other horses in the same paddock, he was just freaking out. He wasn't having it. So I wanted him to have time for himself after the traveling to kind of get back to his normal self. But he didn't want that. He was just walking the fence up and down for 2-3 days. Wanting to kind of join the others, which is strange because, as I said, he's never been with other horses. But this is something that I knew I wanted to obviously have with him, bring him here. So I ended up on the 3rd day of him walking because I saw that he wasn't settling down. I was like, okay, just go join the others, be careful. And luckily, he didn't really have his full personality out yet, so he just went in there, sniffed them a few, and then just started eating and relaxed straight away, which was honestly ideal because now he's the boss of the paddock and he's very playful and he's always chasing them or just having fun or giving them love bites, like I like to say. But he's always been fair to them. He's a sweet guy. But that was the first struggle that I found with him. He was very unsettled and very not like himself, and it took a long time for him to find his personality back. I would say 3 months. I feel like in the last few weeks he's really been more himself. And the thing that's been strange is that there's some days he's been good and he's been how he was in Australia, and then the next day goes down. So it's been a bit of a roller coaster for him. It's not just one day it's good and it's kind of kept like that. The other big problem I had was he wasn't eating. He didn't really have an appetite, and I understand the food here is really different to what he's used to, and it did take him a long time to figure out, okay, like this is it, this is what I get, because he's a very picky horse. So I had Pavel, which is my feed company, come out with Rob, the nutritionist, and we gave him a tailored diet that was kind of fitting to his condition and how he was feeling in his weight, because he had lost weight since the travel. So they came out, and since then he's been eating so much better. His weight's come back, he's looking great, he's got a lot more energy in the work. And that's something that I want to talk about next, the work. I didn't know how long to give him until I wanted to work him. I think work is good, but I felt like for a long time he felt so overwhelmed by everything else that I didn't want to start adding more questions to him. So I gave him the first 2 weeks kind of off, and I let him settle down and just take it easy and just really figure out everything else. And now I don't need to be at a competition tomorrow, so I have no pressure of just keeping him going. So when I felt like he was more like settled, as I said, he was struggling with the eating, and I didn't want to push that too much with the work either, I started to lunge him and then have some quiet rides, and he was doing amazing. He was feeling great, almost the best he's ever felt. And then by week 5 or week 6, he kind of went back down. The work wasn't really happening, and he didn't feel great, and he was just very annoyed at everything. And so I gave him an ulcer treatment, and that seemed to help because I think maybe the journey was a bit stressful for him and he maybe developed some ulcers. So we got that done. And then he seemed to feel a little bit better. The eating came a little bit better, so I think he could potentially have had some ulcers. And then after that, I kind of continued the work a little bit more regularly. I have a new coach now, so we have lessons 2 to 3 times a week, and that's been going great. Chase has really been thriving off of that new kind of training we've been doing. And overall, for me, it's been very, very strange to have my horse at my house because it's great, but it's also very stressful. For the first almost 3 months, Chase was really unsettled and there was things wrong. And it's easier to have your horse at a stable and be able to walk away from that and move on. In a way, I mean, you always worry, but like it's easier to just kind of like leave that behind. But when you're home and I can just look over and I can see him pacing, or I can see him not eating, or I can just see him feeling different, it's very stressful for me because my horse is very important and I want to make sure he's happy. And especially because this was never his decision to make, I hate to see that it has an impact on him. So for me, the first 2 to 3 months was extremely stressful. Also because there were so many things that I didn't even consider. I mean, moving my life here, there was different things happening with work. I was very busy and I had a lot of family and friends coming to visit, which was great, but there was a lot to balance and it was hard to get a rhythm for a while. But everything's starting to feel a lot more settled now. It's been a few months. I understand my surroundings and everything else. But I couldn't be happier now with how he's feeling and how he's coming out of his shell, and he's kind of more settled and eating, and he feels really, really happy. And I finally feel like I can give him the life that I wanted to give him in Australia but couldn't. And for myself, I feel very happy here. I've met a lot of new cool people. It's been a really fun experience and I'm super excited for the future. There's so many projects and things coming that I always get excited about this kind of stuff. But for now, 3 months in, it's been very eye-opening. It's been a lot harder than I thought it would. But at the same time now, after those 3 months, it's so rewarding to see everything falling into place. I want to thank you guys for joining me again on this vlog and little update. I have 2 more vlogs coming up, and I hope I'll be seeing a lot of you guys at Horse Fair. I'm coming there on Saturday giving a demonstration with my horse. I'll be doing the demonstration with Yessa as well. We're gonna have something really fun planned for you guys. And the reason I wanted to come to Horse Fair is because I think it's so cool that I get to share my story with so many people that I kind of want to make Chase more part of it. And he doesn't know how many people follow his life or maybe have an interest in his life. So I think it's important for me to also kind of like share that with him and to share that with you guys as well and kind of complete the journey of you getting to meet this horse that came all the way from Australia. So thank you guys for joining me again. I will be coming with another vlog very, very soon. I also have my video series coming out in the next week, which is super exciting. The first episode is coming out on Thursday, the 30th of August. But until then, I want to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.